the Duality dungeon, now farmable for the final time on this week of recording before Season of the Wish, and with a whole host of unique weapons to get your hands on. But what perks should you look out for, and which of these weapons will be worth a spot in your loadout? Let's get into it. I want to do the setup of this video a little bit differently. I'll first go over all PvE God Rolls from the Duality weapon set and which encounter to farm for them. I'll then cover any PvP God Rolls these weapons also have. Some might not really have any, like why would you be using an aggressive linear frame fusion in PvP anyway? So first up, the Lingering Thread, obtained from Goron. There's been a lot of people farming, mostly unsuccessfully, in the past to obtain a God Roll of this thing, and it's harder to get your hands on than any other weapon in this list due to not only requiring the two main perks, but also blinding grenades in the ammo modifier column. What you should look out for is Chill Clip, auto-loading holster and blinding grenades. The setup listed here is perfect for that quick ad suppressing grenade launcher roll, and is the only one in the game to have this combination. You could instead opt for Feeding Frenzy with spike grenades for a higher damage setup. Another thing to consider is never pair proximity grenades with Chill Clip, as Chill Clip requires a direct hit to activate, which will be impossible with proximity. With the Stasis buff confirmed for Season 23, this grenade launcher could be an excellent thing to have ready, so keep an eye out for this one. It scales well into more difficult content and can be used on any subclass, with a little Stasis synergy available with the slow effects applied from Chill Clip. The other Stasis option available, this time from a Keitel encounter, is the Pulse Rifle New Purpose. PvE wise, I can't really give this thing much more than a mainly because the third column is kinda lacking for a modern standard. Feeding Frenzy will be the best option here with a base low reload speed. This alongside the origin trait Bitter Spite will be enough to cover that downside. Pair this with Headstone and a Stasis subclass for a somewhat reliable primary weapon. If Pulse Rifle was a featured in artifact, I could see this getting some use. If not, I'd honestly pass on this one. There's better options out there with less farming required. Vorpal could be another alternative if you do get one. Again, this all but requires Pulse Rifles to be an anti-champion option to be relevant. Onto something much more valuable, the Void Submachine Gun Unforgiven, available from the Vault encounter. Here's an option for a synergistic weapon using a Void subclass. The Thunder Web is an easy one to go to, but honestly a well-rolled Unforgiven has it beat. The only reason it isn't seen quite as much is the rarity in obtaining one. The premium option for me would be Demolitionist with Frenzy, a nice combination of ability regen, stats and damage. I think I pretty much suggest this exact role for anything which has it as an option, but it's within good reason. Even more so for a Void weapon which can benefit from volatile rounds on grenade final blows. Another avenue to go down is maximum damage with Golden Tricorn, again utilising a Void subclass. Pair this with Feeding Frenzy for the absolute minimum in reload duration, and you're good to go. Gear Falcon's Hunter and Controverse Hold Warlock will be the perfect pairing with Unforgiven, as it really helps complement the gameplay loop of these, especially so with the Demolitionist perk. The other option to drop from the Vault encounter is a fan favourite, not quite as prominent as it was on release, but can still be a reliable damage option with the right setup. Stormchaser has rapid hit or clown cartridge, or even auto loading, paired with Firing Line in a group setting or Frenzy if solo. These aggressive frame of linear fusion rifles are hard to find, with the only other options being limited availability from past seasons or raid loot. They do have some benefits over regular linears in some situations too. Because of their multi-hit capability, perks like Rapid Hit will stack up much more quickly, and proc mods such as Rapid Fire Ranger in a single burst. It's worth a pickup to cover an arc linear fusion rifle, should arc be a surge modifier, as the other arc linear options are all worse than this one. But I don't expect it to see that much use when compared to options such as Cataclysmic in raid content. Duality also has a couple of Reprise Leviathan weapons in Fixed Odds and the Epicurean. Both these weapons have the benefit of being craftable too, no more RNG required. Fixed Odds drops from the Keitel encounter and is a solid choice for a solar LMG. Enhanced Incandescent is amazing for solar builds, and this is the right sort of weapon to roll it on too, a powerful ad slayer. This can be paired with Field Prep for improved reserves and reload speed. Fixed Odds is one of those I really cannot recommend enough. it will be sure to get plenty of use right up to high-end content, including GM Nightfalls and Master Raids. A solar subclass brings out the best in fixed odds, but for a general use option you could also craft one with Killing Tally instead of Incandescent. The only competition this has is the Unwavering Duty Trials LMG, with the preferred archetype of 450 RPM, but I'm pretty sure this one has been sent to Luke Smith's locker, so if you didn't obtain one in the past, it's unfortunately currently unobtainable. Finally, the other craftable weapon, the Epicurean, dropping from the Galron encounter. The PvE roles to look out for this one include, there's not really a lot. I guess Swash and Surplus, but on a fusion rifle this isn't really what you're looking for. Never mind, this one can instead just be used as an opportunity to transition into PvP roles to look for. As a craftable option, you can make this a reliable fusion for PvP activities. I still recommend Rangefinder, even post-nerf to push out that zoom, which does still have an effect on aim assist range and narrows your accuracy cone down a small amount. Pair this with Surplus for bonuses in stability and handling, alongside a charge time masterwork, and you'll have the good old reliable for whenever you're in the mood to Voop in the Crucible. And cycling back to the other weapons I've mentioned, here's what you should be looking for if PvP is your focus. Lingering Dread, stick with auto loading but look for proximity grenades as an ammo modifier, then look for Harmony to pair it with. The other column 4 options don't really spark joy with me for a PvP grenade launcher. Maybe Danger Zone can get a little use, but if you are that surrounded by enemies, chances are it's already pretty over. New Purpose is a fantastic pulse rifle archetype in PvP, able to hit the ideal 0.67 TTK with no perks or damage modifiers needed. Perpetual Motion will give the most bang for your buck in increased stats, while Desperado is the only conventional on-kill damage perk available. Focused Fury could be used, but hitting 14 crits is a steep requirement to activate. Unforgiven you would expect to be somewhat decent as an aggressive frame SMG, but its stat package and perk selection leaves it just slightly behind other options. I checked D2 Foundry with a maximum range roll including the plus 20 provided by Fragile Focus, and while it did leave us at 93 range, the other stats included 16 stability, 45 handling and 21 reload, with the best column 4 option being Golden Tricorn. There's no target lock to be found here. I mean, it's fine, but for the archetype, No Survivors or Ikelos SMG are probably better options. Stormchaser isn't really a PvP option. I guess you could get a down with a triple body shot from a burst, but that's not really enough to make it relevant. Heavy GLs or even a well-rolled LMG will be much better suited for PvP. While Fixed Odds is a LMG, it doesn't really have too much in standout PvP perks. Quick Draw will be fine, paired with either Rampage or Killing Tally, both doing essentially the same thing of improving damage on a follow-up kill. But with the low ammo reserves given per Heavy Brick, and the sluggish nature of the 360 RPM LMGs, I can't really recommend this one too much either. So that's the lot. Some excellent PvE options available here, standouts being the Unforgiven SMG, Fixed Odds LMG and Lingering Dread Grenade Launcher. Not so much excellence in the PvP department to be honest, but the Epicurean is a great fusion rifle, and fully craftable if you don't want to roll the dice with the other RNG dependent options. Thank you for watching.